Hey, all my friends across Kansas, John Felt here, and this is the Kansas Karn Weekly Weather Briefing. I think now that we're in summer, I am going to be talking more and more about unusually hot weather, and you'll be hearing that in this briefing. Also, we've had some rain and some severe storm activity last week. It looks like the weekly briefing, the weekend could start off with more severe weather. Let's get started. Well, let's take a look at where we could have severe storms today. We have an enhanced risk over the western part of the state, or at least part of the state. A good part of the state, a slight or an enhanced risk. So that'd be a level 2 or 3. So keep that in mind today. We're also building heat, so we have the potential for unusually hot conditions. I'm also watching away from Kansas, down here in Florida, some really heavy rain. Also, I wanted to sort of point out excessive rainfall outlook today. Chances some flooding rain, some of the heavier downpours with those thunderstorms could produce flooding. Now, temperatures last week were a little bit either above, which is yellow, or a little bit below normal. Actually, let's start over here. I put this up a little bit further. This is the hottest temperature of the week. Yellow being 90s and 80s in green. And remember last week I sort of said that we're going to have that dividing line, and to the east of that it was going to be more under a dip in the jet stream and cooler, and then the southwest would be under that ridge of high pressure, and that'd be hotter, and you could see that last week. Take a look at the areas to our south. Anything in brown here hit above 100, anything in red above 110, and I see a little purple there or pink, that's 120. So we are transitioning into summer. I guess you could say we have transitioned into summer as that hot weather expands. Any severe storm activity? Well, we had quite a bit of hail last week. Look at all the reports in Kansas, and we also had a little bit of wind, but mainly large hail reports. These are the tornado reports. I don't see any in Kansas, but there were some here and there. So last week was a week of a lot of hailstorms across the state. Any rain? Well, it was pretty scattered here. You can sort of see that pot mark type pattern. And what that indicates is individual thunderstorms, individual clusters, smaller lines, and not widespread. If you wanted to see the widespread rain, take a look at Oklahoma, parts of northeast Texas. That's where we had 2 to 5 inches of rain. But most of the state, ½ inch to an inch, pockets of 2 inches here and there. Now, the temperatures last week in the western part of the state averaged about 2 to 4 degrees above normal, and the eastern part of Kansas averaged maybe near normal. Let's just call it a little bit above, a little bit below. So there's that dividing line. Hotter than normal in the west, near or a little bit below normal in the east. Okay, so this is an amplified flow where we had the ridge of high pressure over the western U.S. and the dip in the jet stream in the east. That's cooler than normal, and that's warmer than normal. Well, look what's going to happen by Friday. We're going to have the ridge of high pressure that's over the western U.S. slide to the east, so that's going to increase our temperatures across the entire state as we go through the week. And you can see that here we start off with a little bit of cooler air the next couple days, but then that above normal weather moves in, and it lasts probably through the end of the month of June. So that's temperatures. I'll show you the details in a minute, but the bigger picture is a little bit of cooler air to start the week, this weekend into the early part of the week, then warming trend. Any rain? Well, it looks like it's going to come this weekend, and you can see, like last week, it's going to be scattered. There are going to be some pockets of heavy rain that could produce some flooding, and there could be some severe weather as well. But overall, it looks like it's going to be a bit more scattered. Take a look at, again, in Florida, all the really heavy rain. And I think the southeast U.S. and maybe the West Gulf, look at the temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico. Already anywhere from 80 to 85 degrees, 88 degrees down here in the Keys. So we get an area of low pressure that develops. It pulls that tropical moisture up onshore and results in heavy rain. Okay, so let's take a look at the specifics. Like I said, enjoy the next into early week. We've got a little cooler air pushing in. Enjoy that, because by the second half of the week, we start to warm up and we're in the 90s by Thursday and Friday. If we take a look at the rain chances, looks like the best chance of rain will be tonight, maybe today, tonight into early Sunday. After that, it looks pretty dry. Now, I wanted to go a little bit further out here and show you how this temperatures might average here. So you can see here's that little bit of a cooler air, and then we warm up, and that goes until further notice. So I wanted to point that out. I want to look at precipitation here. I'm looking at these little bar graphs here, and this is for Manhattan. And you can see this weekend we have a range from a ½ inch to an inch, and then it sort of goes not a whole lot after that. It just sort of runs horizontal here, so not a whole lot after that. Okay, and finally, here's week 2 on the right, above normal temperatures, and maybe a chance of rain from time to time. And I think that's what we're looking at in this new pattern, above normal temperatures, not completely dry. There will be some scattered rain. And finally, NMME long range guidance came out, and I'll be posting on that this week, but I wanted to give you a heads up on July. This area of brown, I've talked about this for a long time. Right in this area, the southwest, parts of Texas, parts of Florida, and the northeast U.S. really could be a scorching summer. And I think that could brush the western part of the state, not so much the east, but the entire state in July looks like above normal. Temperatures, and that brown area here is, for example, Colorado, really hot and dry. Kansas, not so much so, but it could very well brush the western part of the state. That's your weekly weather briefing. Enjoy the next several days. Temperatures a little bit cooler. Oh, and keep in mind, let's see, I think I have one more graphic here. I wanted to point out here, I don't have it on here, but I believe, oh, here it is, right here. Enhanced risk for severe in this area. Most of the state, a chance of that severe today. So keep that in mind. Use caution in those areas of severe storm risk. Take care.